Hello, online crew. How are you today? Awesome to see you. Today, I'm going to share with you some things about alignment. And the reason that I'm going to talk about this today is because I see so many people that hold themselves back. Now, when you hold yourself back, you've got to work out what the reason for that is. What are you holding yourself back from? So if there's things that, you're nervous about or you're not aligned with, then it'll definitely keep you from being the best version of you and having the most, amazing business that you could possibly have. So there's two main areas that I want to focus on in today's broadcast. And that's, for some of you, it might be the company that you're aligned with. Are you really aligned with it? But the second thing is your brand and how you're showing up on social media. So are you aligned with that? And if you're not aligned with that, then what do you need to think about and what do you need to change to truly, authentically be you on social media? Okay, so there's two. So both things might be relevant to you, or just one thing might be relevant to you out of these two things that I'm going to share with you today. So it could be your alignment with, the company you're in, or it could just be the alignment on social media, or it could be both for you. The important thing that I'm really trying to get at here is when you know and you feel good and you're aligned and you're confident in what you're doing and you have belief in everything you're doing, you will do amazing things in your business. So if you're not doing amazing things in your business, what's missing for you? What's not gelling for you? What message have you not worked? What message have you not worked out for yourself on social media? So really, really important things to think about. So if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, and this is the first video of the week. And I always share something to do with personal growth, personal development, something to make you think and be a better version of yourself. Because I tell you, it's not a Facebook funnel. It's not an algorithm. It's not the latest hack. It's not the latest fancy thing that you're distracted by that's going to help you be successful. It's you. It's got what's going on in your mind. It's what's going on in your world. It's what's happening, with you and what's happening up here that's going to make you as successful. And if you're not aligned with what you're doing, then you will hold yourself back. So let's have a sort of discussion about this today. All right. So if you are joining me live, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. If you see me looking sort of up and down, I'm live here over on Facebook, my business page, my free group, and YouTube. And I'm live over here over on Instagram. So hello, Instagram, guys. Hello, Facebook and YouTube, over here. Okay. So just a couple of things before I move on. You definitely want to check. I'll put it up. This link. helenmartinonline.com/events for what's going on this week. So we've got Clubhouse tomorrow. For those of you that don't know, Clubhouse is no longer an exclusive invite-only platform. It's an audio-only platform. If you haven't ventured there yet, just go and find the app, which is called Clubhouse social audio or something like that. There's a couple of words on the end of the Clubhouse. It's a black and white logo. Download that and then click on the link that's on that events page. Tomorrow we're talking about personal relationships, and we're talking about, being a human before a marketer and some of the tips that I use to help me attract people. Excuse me, those types of things. But also this week, guys, in 2 days' time, I'm doing a personal branding masterclass for you for free. So if you haven't worked out, and this is one of the things I'm talking about today, if you're not aligned with your branding message, it's going to be really hard for you to be amazing on social media. So if you haven't quite worked out what that is, you want to join that masterclass here, wherever you're watching from, in 2 days' time at the same time. And just expect it to go a little bit longer than what my lives normally do, okay? And for those of you that really need help with your branding, the 24th round of my Build Your Brand course, my signature course, starts again next Monday. So if you go to helenmartinonline.com/branding, you can get the details on that. And I need to add that to this link here as well. Okay. So just have a look, and coaching community members, part 2 of the TikTok training, like how do you do videos on TikTok and use them to build your business, that's later in the week as well. So all that information is on that little link there. Okay. So how are you doing? Who's here live with me today? We've got Beth, we've got Ramona, we've got Joy. How are you guys? Did you have an awesome weekend? Let me know. So here's the 2 angles that I want to have. And so think about this for yourself. Do you have absolute alignment? Now, I should clarify, depending on who's watching. Some of you may not be in the industry of network marketing, direct sales, MLM, that kind of stuff. So the first part of what I'm talking about today, I'm just going to get rid of that banner. The first part of what I'm talking about today is specifically related to that. So MLM, network marketing, direct sales, that kind of stuff. So are you aligned with your company in that respect? Okay. The second part of it is, are you aligned with your brand on social media? And some of you, when you've got this and you feel this, you will know. If you're truly aligned and you're in love with everything to do with your company, and you believe that you can be successful in that company, and you believe in the products and you believe in everything around it, you will know, you will feel it, and you won't have any fears in growing it. Well, you still might have fears, but when you're aligned with it, you just know, you just feel it. Like, who's brave enough to say that yes, I feel it. Like, you just know, like, I know I'm in the right home. And here's a combination of things that you want to ask yourself around where you're at. Okay. So the questions, and I just want to refer to my sort of notes here. So in relation to, finding a new home, the company that you're with, if you're in this industry, here's the kind of things that you want to look at. And you might have some, but not all of them. And I would encourage you, when you know you've got all of them, you will feel it physically. You will, and I know it because I'm feeling it, I feel it myself with where I'm at now and everything that we've got going on. Like, I feel it to my bones, and the results are there. So over 50 people, new people, enrolled in my business just on the weekend as new customers or, teammates, just on the weekend. Like, when you know you've got it going on and you got something amazing, then amazing things happen. So are amazing things happening in your business, and are amazing things happening on social media? That's what you want to ask yourself. So as far as a company goes, so those of you that you might be a product or a service-based business, so what is that service or what is that product? Like, do you absolutely love that? Like, you've got to stand behind what your sort of company represents. So that's one thing that you want to ask yourself. What kind of, and if it's product, what kind of product range? You don't want too small because it's going to be a hard slog. And you don't want way too large, because then you don't even know what all the products do. And so something like mid-range regarding product is what works well as far as a company. So there's the products, how you get paid. Are there restrictions in your comp plan? Do you need somebody to get to a certain rank before you can get to yours? Like, do you have that restriction in your comp plan? Like, those kind of things. Like, we don't have any of that in our comp plan. Like, the way that you get paid, the way that it's set up, all those kind of things. Like, is that aligned with you? Okay. Third thing, the integrity and the leadership of the company, and all the kind of stuff, the systems that are taught, the duplication, all those kind of things. Do you have that? Within your company. Now, you want to align with every single one of these things that I'm talking about here, okay? So the integrity and the leadership of the company, the opportunity for growth. Have you been around for like 50 years and everybody knows your name? You probably don't want to be in that company, because the opportunity for growth isn't the same as a company that's reputable, already like established themselves, but there's huge opportunity for growth. You want to be in a company that's got a huge opportunity for growth, okay? And the last one would definitely be duplicatable systems. So the reason why a lot of people aren't successful in this industry, because they don't know what they're doing and they don't have systems to follow. So, an actual sort of system to follow. So how do those things all align with you? Do you feel it to your core that you're in the right place? So I'm not saying you are or you aren't. They're just things to think about for yourself, because if you don't, and you're not aligned with all those things, you will hold yourself back. You won't talk to people about your company. You won't do posts on social media. You hold yourself back from raising it with people, and you're going to want it, but you're not going to do the work. And that is you're going to be beating your head against a brick wall. So for some of you, it may be needing to find a new home where, you know, all the boxes are ticked and aligned with you. So that's something you need to work out. But it's an amazing feeling. Just trust me, it's an amazing feeling when all of that aligns and you're excited about what you do and you're excited to talk about it. Okay, so that's if you're in that kind of business model. The second side of it is, how are you showing up on social media? Does that align with you? Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of you will have thoughts around, I'm not an expert. I don't know how to position myself on social media. Who's going to listen to me? I don't have a very large network. I'm not an expert at anything yet. You know, all those kind of things. Like, that might be the questions that you ask yourself, and a lot of personal doubt might come in. Does that ring true for anybody? So that then changes what we do and don't do on social media. When you align with how you show up on social media and you know what you stand for, you know what you help people with, you know your branding message, you'll just get stuff done. You won't hold back. You won't not go live. You won't not do reels and things like that, because you're excited about what you're embarking on. You're excited about how you can help people. You know, you've got that alignment with what you're doing and how you're doing it. So when you have those two things in place, amazing things happen. So do you have those two things in place for you? Are you in the right home? If you're in that business model, some of you might not be, you're watching, but the second one, like, how are you showing up on social media? So two things there. If you don't know how you're showing up with social media, and then join, it's free, guys. Join the personal branding masterclass I'm doing in 2 days' time, here, same time. Bring your pen and your notepad and listen to what I'm saying, because when you really find your feet and you find your branding message, then you won't struggle for content. You won't struggle going live. You won't struggle with your message, and you won't struggle being you. Because this is what a lot of people struggle with. They're not authentically themselves on social media because they're not really aligned with what they're saying or what they're doing, or somebody told them to show up in a certain way. Now, don't get me wrong here. You don't need to have expert skills in knowing how to brand yourself. You just need to want to learn, and you need to want to show up for people in a particular topic of your choice. So you don't necessarily have to be an expert in how you show up in your brand. You just have to want to be energized and excited about how you can help people. And when you show up like that, like, you only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of the person that's listening. So if you're excited about a particular topic and you're willing to learn, you can absolutely create and start a brand about something that you don't necessarily know a lot about. I've mentioned this before to you guys, and I'm going to say this again. A lot of people will, put out messages, find your passion. And until you find your passion, you can't really be successful, because passion is what keeps you driven and motivated in the times that, that you're not feeling it and all that kind of stuff. When I first showed up on social media, coming from corporate, not knowing what I was doing, not knowing anything about attraction marketing or building an audience or anything like that, I did not have a passion for it. I just knew that I really wanted to learn social media. I knew that I had a vision for it and where I wanted to go. And I'm nowhere near that yet. Like, I'm still on my path. I still believe I'm on the beginning of my path. But there's 2 things I do know to the core. I know I'm in the right home with my company because of all the things that I mentioned before. And it makes a massive difference when you talk about it to people. The integrity, the growth, the opportunity, the products, like, you've got to have all of that aligned. Otherwise, guess what? You won't talk about it to people that you know. You will hold yourself back. So you got to have a think about that for yourself, because there's so many people, there's hundreds of thousands of people sitting in this industry that want it but don't want to do the work. What's the reason that you're not doing the work? Is it because something doesn't quite align with you, or is it actually you? Is it your lack of self-belief? If you don't believe in your company, you don't believe in the products, you don't believe in the leadership, you don't believe in certain things, and most of all, you don't believe in you, and you don't believe that you can be really successful in this industry, guess what? You won't be. So align yourself with the right fit for you, whatever that is for you. Everybody's different. Everyone has a different home for different reasons. Just find out what that is for you. It's not, there's no judgment on types of companies or products or anything here. Just find out what is, a good fit for you, and then run with it. And don't rely on anyone to make you successful other than you. I don't have an upline in my business. Like, I don't rely on an upline. I do everything myself downwards. And if I need help, then I'll go and find something else. Like, you don't need somebody else to make you successful. It comes down to you. But you're the only one that can do the work. And what makes you do the work is when you're aligned with things. So am I making sense, guys? So there's two things here. One might be, if you're in the same industry that I am, it's the alignment with, where you are. And if you're not aligned with it, if there's things that disappoint you, if there's things that, you're not specifically aligned with, or there isn't really the opportunity for growth there, or the leadership, whatever, they all play a part in it, then maybe that's why you're holding yourself back. For those of you that want to grow on social media, maybe you haven't worked out how to show up on social media yet. So you're stopping yourself going live. You're stopping yourself posting on social media. You're stopping yourself writing stories about your journey and what's going on for you and all the rest of it, because you got fears. You got fears around the industry. You got fears around the company. You got fears about you. You got fears about how people think about you or perceive you. And so you don't do anything. So how are you going to be successful if you're not truly aligned with the home that you've got with your company, and you're not truly aligned with how you're showing up on social media? So I just encourage you to think about those two things for you, because it's a beautiful thing when they do align. And I love mentoring students. And I had another one late last night that sort of said, it just, I get it now, because I've got my branding message and I know what I stand for, and the content is just flowing. And I've got, students in my VIP program. Just on that, I'm open now to talk to anybody for the next 6-month intake on my mentorship program, which is the 1st of October through to March. If you want, weekly accountability, all the things with helping you grow your business online, just shoot me an email. My email address is on this thing here. And let's just have a chat about what's involved and how much and all the rest of it. It's cheap for a mentorship program, I'll just tell you that much. So applications are open at the moment. I've only got 4 spots. I've only got 4 spots to fill for that 6 months. So if that's something you need, let me know, because I'm interested in getting people results and moving them forward and getting them out of their own head. Most of the problem is what's going on up here, guys, for you, and the things that hold you back. And the lack of belief that you have in yourself, or you're way too worried about what other people think of you. So you don't post on social media, and you don't put things in your stories, and you don't share the opportunity, and you walk away from conversations saying, oh, I should have brought up my business, but I didn't know what to say. And you miss opportunities around you. But when I talk to students and they finally found their brand and they've finally found their home, it's a beautiful thing, and I want that for all of you. So I'm just asking you to think, like, what home are you in if you're in this business model, and how are you showing up on social media? And if you're not truly aligned with both those things, then you've got some thinking to do, because when you do, it's when everything falls into place and it just feels like fun again. You'll enjoy your business. You'll enjoy the team that you built. You'll have fun with your team, and you'll have fun with social media. It makes a massive difference. Like, I actually really enjoy this industry. I really enjoy, for the most part, 99% of the things that I do, even though I work extremely hard and I've got a lot of things going on, and a lot of, I live in different income streams and very, very busy, but I'm lit up by what I do. Do you have that? So I'm just encouraging, no judgment on anybody's company or, you know, how you're showing up on social media. But there are two things that I would encourage you to look into and think about is if you've got a lack of belief in sort of the company that you're with and certain aspects of that or something, then just have a think about it. Are you saying because you're emotionally tied to it, but it's not the best business decision? Like some people stay in companies for way too long because they're just worried about letting other people down instead of making a decision for themselves about what's best for them business-wise, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope for all of you, you're in the right home and you absolutely love what you do. But if you are holding yourself back in building your business, in talking to people about it, in showing up on social media about it, like, you know, you should go live, but you're not going live. You know, you should post, but you're not going post. You know, you're being spammy in Messenger and posts and things like that, then just have a think about all those things. Like just have a good, deep, hard think about where you're at and what you might need to change. Because one thing's for sure, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get the same results. So what kind of results are you getting at the moment? And I'm not saying you need to go from here to here and be suddenly successful. It doesn't really happen that way. But are you incrementally improving? Are you incrementally improving in your personal growth, your belief and things like that? That is still moving in a positive direction. It's okay. It might take you longer to get where you want to go than other people. Don't compare. You know, comparison is the thief of joy. You don't want to compare yourself to other people. Run your own race. But are you incrementally learning things, implementing things, doing things, becoming a better person, becoming a better leader? Like work out what it is that you need to do to show up and have integrity with everything that you do, because when you find that integrity and that excitement, things will start shifting for you. Okay, so it's just food for thought. Okay, all right, I'm going to leave it there. I've got to jump on another call. I'll come back to your comments in a moment, but just please have a think about those things for your future, you know, for the business that you want to build, for the money that you want to make. You know, just work it out. If you're missing something, what is that for you? Okay, and don't forget to show up to my personal masterclass. It's completely free this time in 2 days' time. And my full branding course does start next Monday. So for those of you that know you want to jump on that, and I know there's people that already want to jump on that, go to helenmartinonline.com/branding and you can join there. Remember, coaching community members, you get a $50 discount to that. So reach out to me for your personal discounted link. Okay, so I will catch you guys tomorrow at the same time. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye. Oops, got to end.